Well, hello friends.
Welcome back to the Sawmill.
No, that's Nathan Elliott from Out of the Woods. That's his line.
Oh, welcome back to the cabin.
There you go. That sounds better. Hey, by the way, if you haven't checked out his channel, be sure and go check it out. Out of the Woods. I think that you'll enjoy it. We're down here talking about hatchets and axes and cutting tools and things of that nature. We've got a new one that we're going to show you, but before we get to that, you know, I don't know all there is to know about axes and cutting tools, and let's just say cutting tools because I got a variety of different handheld cutting tools. This right here, some people call it a boy's axe, some people call it a camp axe. It's got a shorter handle, but you can still get a hold of it with two hands and split with it. But it's got a nice head. It's not really bearded, but kind of halfway in there. This, by the way, is made by Husqvarna. I've had this for quite some time. It's really a nice cross between an axe and a hatchet, because like I said, it does have the long handle, but you can also choke up on it, and it's not all that heavy that you couldn't use it out in the woods, you know, with one hand.
It's very sharp also.
Yeah, and be sure whenever you have a cutting tool like this, it's very important. I'm very picky about my tools. I do not want them touching the ground because the blade would get dull, right? And this is the tool end of the business, right? And then you're on the other end of the business. Because I'm very particular about my chisels and things like that I use a lot, especially when I'm down here like hewing out mortises and tenons and things of that nature. So it's important to have something to protect your blade that way, and you got to be careful because these are brown. And in the fall of the year, when the leaves have fallen, if you lay this down, chances are you'll never find it again, because I have lost one before and never did find it. So this is what the boy's axe looks like. This is the head, and then that's the handle. This is 17 inches, or you might as well say 20 if you want to talk about going all the way through the tool, but it's a handy little hatchet. This hatchet right here is a carpenter's or a roofing type of hatchet. It actually has some claws on the back that I ground off and made a striking head on the back of it so that I could take it camping, you know, and pound in tent pegs or just anything that I might need it for. But this is a handy little hatchet. Like I said, it's 12 inches, feels good in your hand. You don't have to go up too high for it to be balanced, so this is a really nice hatchet. Now this one right here is another Husqvarna axe. This is a 13-inch handle. This is basically a camp axe. So this is a close-up. This head is made just a little bit different. It does have a striking surface on the back, and it would be used for more like maybe felling a small tree, splitting, you know, up firewood, kindling, things like that. Now the one that Patrick's got in his hand, that's the last one that I showed on video that Beavercraft sent us, which is type of a bearded axe that is used for more woodworking, you know, and like planing down, something similar to that. You know, they also make a lot of these broader head with the handles. Remember, we seen some in the antique shop where the handles were
offset,
kind of tilted out like this, offset. What that does is that keeps your hand away from the material that you're working on if you're just trying to straighten out, you know, in the old way where they would make a cant basically. But yeah, this is a nice little hatchet too that has got a striking head on the back of it as well. Now what we've got is a new one that Beavercraft sent us, which is more along the line of a, they have different names for the heads. This one is more similar to a Viking type axe head, where it's shaped like this. Quite a bit of striking surface, so they could actually use it as a weapon in close, you know, and be able to have more blade to defend themselves, or they could use it for splitting and chopping and so forth. And this one actually has a head on the back of it as well for striking. But this is a nice little hatchet. It's a little bit heavier, it feels like, than the other one that we got from Beavercraft. But like I said, you've got different heads for different types of work that you're actually doing. So this one right here, like I said, it's got more surface, you know, than this head right here, even though this is quite a bit different than, take that one off, this small camp axe right here. See? So it depends on really what you're doing. Like I say, this is pretty much show and tell, because I don't know that much about axes and hatchets and things like that, but I do know enough difference, you know, to use them for woodworking. You know, you've got also another type of hatchet, and even with the long handle, you've got the adze, which is primarily a head that is horizontal like this, and you use it for digging out. I mean, you all have watched me do those posts back there, right? You did that with basically an axe, but it's called an adze, with the head turned a little bit different way, and it's sort of cupped just a little bit. But yeah, this is the new one. Like I said, if you look it up, this is more along the lines of a Viking type style. Still has the head on the back for striking, so this would be a nice little camp axe as well. Alright guys, let's give her a little test here. It's got some weight to it. I can feel it cutting, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it right here. See that? Pretty sharp straight out of the box. I think it worked real well. So the Husqvarna, which was this one and this one right here, you can pick these up for, I think this one was around 60 bucks that we paid for, and this one was closer to 100. But the Husqvarna is a very good tool. As you know, the name stands for itself. This one I really don't know, because I didn't ever find any type of a marking on it to tell me. But I know that it's old. It was in the antique shop and very, very rusty. I have cleaned it up some. Of course, everything that hangs out here in the humidity, you know, I have to constantly battle that. But and by the way, this new one that they sent us, the handle is quite beefier on it, so you can get a really good hold on that, where this one is smaller, made for more fine-tuned stuff. But you know, depending on the name, like we said, the Husqvarna, somebody that's not too far away from us who is up and coming in the blacksmith type industry is Hoffman. And if you haven't checked him out, be sure and go check him out. You can find him on YouTube, Instagram. He knows what he's doing, and he's turning out a lot of quality stuff. Another big name that is known in this type of industry, axes and hatchets, is your Gransfor Bruck. They make a lot of really nice hatchets and axes. Now the axes for the Gransfors, you'll probably pay a couple $100 for those, and even more if you get up into a longer handle type axe. And Hoffman's, you'll probably pay several $100s, probably a little bit more than the Gransfors, but like I said, he's got a lot of nice quality stuff. And like I said in my last video, Beavercraft is also into leatherworks now, and so they're making their own for their hatchets, and it's nice to have something, like I said, to cover your blade and protect it. That way you're sure that it will stay sharp as long as possible. And they also sent us the little belt, or the little holder where you put your belt in there, and then you can slide that in there, and it's with you at all times. You'll also notice that Beavercraft has an extensive line of carving tools. This is, I think, what they first came out with, wasn't it? Just carving tools.
Yeah, you've had that for a while.
Right. This is a chisel, or maybe some people might call it a gouge, and it's curved right here. This is for digging in and being able to round things. So that's very nice, and they actually come very, very sharp even from the factory. This right here is a carving knife. And this is very sharp as well. I've used this on a lot of things, and you can get a lot of control with this type of knife. It's actually very lightweight, but it's a carving knife, and it does a really nice job. This is called a spoon knife, where you've got a blade on this side, and you use it for again, kind of like the gouge where you're going down in. A lot of people, like I said, the reason they call them a spoon knife is for making spoons because they're kind of hollow in the middle, or bowls. It's good for that. And we've also got one or two other videos of where I was using some of the Beavercraft carving tools that we'll throw up towards the end of this video. And I'll tell you, they're also very reasonably priced. And although I don't have any of their draw knives, I do have a couple of my own, but the reason I brought these out here is Beavercraft is also making draw knives. Leave me some comments if you want us to ask them to send us a draw knife where we can kind of talk about it and compare it to others. I'll tell you, this is one that I got off of Amazon, and this is probably the best draw knife that I have.
And you made that sheath too, didn't you?
I made the sheath for it, yeah. This one I picked up at an antique store. This is a nice draw knife, but I'll tell you, this one right here not only has some weight, but I am able to sharpen it really well. And since it's got a 13-inch blade and I do a lot of larger logs, I can really peel the bark off using this one right here. Now, a lot of people use blades different. I'll tell you how I use mine. You see me, I pull bark all the time, but I put the bevel side down. That way I can control it. If I put the flat side down, it always wants to dig down, okay, and I can't very well control it, it seems like. So I use mine with the bevel down. But I wanted to show you these because, like I said, Beavercraft they're expanding into a lot of different areas of woodworking type material. Not just carving stuff, but also shaving, and also, like I said, axes for splitting and just old school stuff. We hate to interrupt this regularly scheduled program. We're just teasing, but we do have something that we would like to say. We get so many nice comments from people and so many different ideas, not only on this channel, but our main channel, Smoky Mountain Outpost, as well. And if you're new to this channel and haven't checked that one out, go check it out because that's where we do all the building. This is mainly behind the scenes and telling you what's going on up here. But we do have something that we would like to say, since we are family oriented and we have a lot of you who are like that watch the channel, and your kids, come and tell you some jokes that maybe they've heard us tell and things of that nature. From time to time, we do get some negative, derogatory, and sometimes even nasty comments. And we would just like to say that, it's our intentions to keep this family oriented. So if it's you who's watching this and you feel like you need to make one, go ahead. But we're going to stop you from making any other comment ever because, like I said, we do want to keep this family oriented. And thank you guys for helping us to do the same and sending all the nice comments in, sharing with us, how your family is enjoying it, whether it's just entertainment or you feel like you're learning something. Lord knows I'm not a teacher. But if you feel like you're learning something, then that's great. That's what we're all about. And whenever Patrick comes up, we like to have a little fun, him and his sister, and sometimes that is antiquing. And I've got some things I'm going to show you, but I want to show you a little clip first.
Hey y'all, what we doing? We took the day off and we are headed to the antique store. Give me some thumbs up, boys. Yeah. Y'all, if you're ever by DJ's Antiques, you need to stop. We're not even through a quarter of the store, man. Say hey, Dad.
Hey, Dad. Pedals inside. This is the way we used to make kids' toys.
Yeah, look at that ladder.
Yeah. Real.
Look at this thing.
Look how big it rolls. Look at it.
And look at that old car for kids. Well, y'all, I'm a sneaky snake. I am actually back at the antique store to get my dad a nice cast iron skillet. So, come along. Well, y'all, I made out like a bandit with this Wagner ware iron skillet. It's 10.5 inches. Yes, I will re-season it, but I think Dad's gonna be pretty happy.
So here's the clamp that I ended up getting. It's really nice, and that's going to come in handy. They had another one, and I don't know, I might go back and get it, but I did pick this one up. I also picked up this sign on electrical knowledge. There's a lot of different types of wire gauges and symbols and just different information that would be handy to have. You know, I was just thinking, if you guys have some old signs laying around anywhere and you don't use them and you would like them to go up on the new workshop here, please send them this way, because I seen a shop that a guy had with different license plates from all 50 states in the US, and it was kind of cool. But I tell you what, I really like old signs like this. So like I said, if you got some, you want us to hang them up here, feel free to send them to us and we will do so. And like I said before, hope you guys enjoyed our little antique adventure and just talking about these hatchets and some of the cutting tools that we use here. Like I said, we're not experts, but I do use a lot of these and have been every day for the last 5 years, because we have built 10 buildings up here using tools like this. But we'll give you our honest opinion and, you know, just share with you what we know about them. So we're throwing the videos up over here of me using these Beavercraft tools, carving out a couple of projects. So on behalf of Patrick and myself, we want to thank you for stopping by. We really do appreciate it. And we look forward to seeing you back up here at the cabin again next time.